3 weeks on from the Kaikoura quakes, many people in surrounding settlements remain cut off. One of those places is Rakautara on State Highway 1 north of town, which finds itself marooned between giant slips the authorities say will take months to clear. Conan Young and visual journalist Rebecca Parsons-King today paid some of its inhabitants a visit.
Rakautara used to be a few minutes' drive from Kaikoura, but now requires parking your car at the foot of a massive slip and walking through train tunnels and over massive boulders. Seen from the air, the damage to this part of the highway is jaw-dropping. Up close, your stomach begins to churn and thoughts quickly turn to where the best means of escape is in case there's an aftershock. Beyond the devastation sits Rakautara, where 8 people have decided to stick it out, despite their isolation. Among them are Tahua Solomon and Ngaio Teua. They described the moment they first realised they were stuck.
Because this big black bus came along with 2 people in it just after the quake. And so an hour later we're thinking, oh well, this tidal wave might come, even though it hadn't, then we could go up to Mangamoni. And so we get, it must have been 1:30 or something, we all drive in convoy down, going towards Kaikoura, and we just get down to that slip that you guys just came across, and thought, far out, those people were really lucky getting in here. Because as you can see, it's just total devastation, destruction. The whole hill has fallen on top of the tunnels.
So yeah, we knew that.
Unbelievable.
We knew that slip was down. And the next morning, we went for a wander up to the other end, and you get to this place called Buddha's Bend. You'll see it when you walk down there. And from there, you could get a good clear view right across to Oho Point and to the seal colony. And so from there, we couldn't distinguish a road, and you'll see that. It's just like a big side of a mountain. And part of the side of the mountain is the train tracks that have come 20 metres from its bed, and it's basically right across the road and in the ocean. And yeah, so we knew we were stuck.
It was a week before any help came their way, first from a local chopper pilot who delivered food from the local marae.
And next minute, this guy comes on his little fixed-wing top-dressing plane and lands out here on what we now call our airstrip. And he brought all these supplies from these amazing people in Christchurch. And we just, it was embarrassing really. We had so many supplies. No, the pilot was Ed Pinkney from Southland.
After close to 3 weeks with no running water and with supplies of rainwater running low, the decision was made to venture up the hill to a spring that feeds the settlement to try to fix the quake-damaged pipes.
And it was scary getting up there. I don't know whether my mates were scared, but I was certainly quite windy about it. And we went and checked our water supply. The spring was good, and the integrity of the catchment was good. The pipe had been breached by a slip, so we had to follow it all the way down and venting the pipe all the way and bleeding it. And then we got to this other slip, which is just before our storage tanks. And so there was a bit of work that had to be done getting new pipe across the slip, and Pete volunteered for that. He's a tiny wee waif, and he moves around really quickly. We didn't want him to do it, but he insisted, and he got the pipe across.
Ngaio works for Whale Watch in Kaikoura and has been promised a paycheck until the end of January, thanks to the government's business assistance package.
So we'll know at the end of that how viable the business is going to be. Really, it's all about this road, getting this road open for people, getting people wanting to come back here again. Yeah, giving them the confidence to want to come back here before any tourist operators can get going again. This was meant to be our bumper year. We just had the amount of people that were coming through the door, which hadn't been happening over the last 5, 6, 7 years. It was just phenomenal, and we knew this was going to be a big year for the whole town.
Access to town isn't completely impossible, but requires walking over slips and through train tunnels to cars waiting on the other side, which help locals to complete the journey to Kaikoura. Tahua and Ngaio are staying positive and continuing to look ahead to the future.
But we talked to our landlord, who is yet to talk to his trust today, about what we can do here. there may be opportunities, considering there's going to be a road crew that's going to be needed, and they're talking a lot of people, and they talk, where's the accommodation, and so this place is really, it really does suit accommodating people, so, it's all up in the air.
For now, Tahua and Ngaio are making do with what they have and what they describe as their splendid isolation.
We're just stuck. We have about 2.5 kilometres of road that we can race up and down. So the diesel four-wheel drive, that's beginning to choke because you never get it out of third gear. And so the jets are beginning all to become all carboned up.
They're thinking of declaring independence from the rest of New Zealand.
Rakautara sovereignty.
I think a lot of the people that live here have already declared that years ago, but not us. I like being on the road to everywhere and having the ability to just move in any direction, really, but that's stopped.
Yeah, you could get from North Auckland to Invercargill on this road out in front of us. Yeah, it's a bit blocked at the moment.
And that's Ngaio Te Ua ending that report from Conan Young.